Have you ever wondered why some people who say they love themselves still struggle with loneliness, emptiness, or resistance from others? Or why certain people who seem confident actually push others away without realizing it? Today, we're going to dive into something that most people get completely wrong: the energetic difference between self-love and ego. Because understanding this difference doesn't just change how you feel about yourself, it transforms how the universe responds to you. If you watched my previous video on the real reason why people disrespect you, you already know the energy you hold inside silently teaches the world how to treat you. But today, I want to take you deeper into the hidden layers of the subconscious mind to show you why self-love attracts abundance, peace, and respect, while ego, even in its most disguised form, blocks it all. So, before we go further, I want to ask you something. When you say, "I love myself," what are you really saying? Is it a calm, gentle acceptance of who you are, flaws and all? Or is it more like, "I don't need anyone," or "I'm better than this"? Because that small energetic difference changes everything. Let me tell you a story about someone I once worked with. This person came to me feeling exhausted. They had done all the affirmations, practiced self-love routines, and yet relationships felt empty. They couldn't understand why. But as we began the healing process through Ho'oponopono and subconscious clearing, something powerful emerged. Beneath all that self-love talk was actually deep pain, the pain of rejection. Their mind had built an ego shield that said, "I don't care anymore." But the heart still cared deeply. Once they healed that emotional wound, everything changed. Their relationships softened, their business began flowing effortlessly, and for the first time they felt real peace. Not the kind that comes from pretending to be strong, but the kind that comes from being whole. You see, ego and self-love can look similar on the outside, but energetically, they vibrate on completely different frequencies. Ego says, "I am worthy because I'm special." Self-love says, "I am worthy simply because I exist." Ego needs to be seen, validated, praised. Self-love, on the other hand, simply is. It doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need to prove. It just knows. Now let's take this a bit deeper, scientifically. The subconscious mind doesn't understand the difference between pretending and feeling. So, when you repeat affirmations like, "I am powerful," or "I love myself from a wounded place," your subconscious is still holding onto the emotional memory of rejection, failure, or fear. That's why you might feel a temporary high, but it fades, because your conscious words and subconscious emotions are out of alignment. Ego-based love is like forcing your brain to think positive while your heart still bleeds. But true self-love begins when you stop fighting your emotions, when you stop labeling yourself as broken, and instead allow healing to flow through forgiveness. And this is exactly where the law of attraction comes into play. Because the universe doesn't respond to what you say, it responds to what you vibrate. When you say, "I'm enough," but deep inside you still feel unloved, your vibration sends out mixed signals. You attract situations that mirror your confusion. But when your subconscious is cleansed, when you truly forgive yourself, your parents, your past, your energy becomes clear, and the universe mirrors that clarity back as opportunities, love, and abundance. Let's think of it this way. Ego says, "I'll prove I'm worthy." Self-love says, "I already am." Ego thrives on separation. It needs another to compare to, but self-love dissolves separation. It sees everyone as a mirror, reflecting lessons back to help you grow. Here's the scientific reason why this shift matters. When you hold emotions of judgment, comparison, or superiority, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol. This closes your heart chakra, tightens your energy field, and signals to your subconscious that you're not safe. The brain then switches to survival mode, blocking creativity, intuition, and flow. But when you operate from genuine love, your parasympathetic nervous system activates, your body relaxes, your frequency rises, and your energetic field becomes magnetic. That's when synchronicities begin to appear. Money flows, people respect you naturally, and your manifestations become effortless. It's not magic. It's energetic alignment. But here's what most people miss. Ego often disguises itself as empowerment. It says, I don't need anyone. I'm above this. I've healed enough. But if you really pay attention, behind those words is still fear. Fear of being hurt again. Fear of being vulnerable. Fear of losing control. And that fear keeps you stuck in the same vibrational loop. So let me ask you, are you operating from love or protection? Because real self-love isn't about protecting your heart. It's about trusting your heart. Trusting that no matter what happens, you'll be okay. That's when healing becomes expansion. And this is where Ho'oponopono becomes life-changing. When you repeat those 4 simple phrases, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You're not talking to anyone outside you. You're speaking directly to the parts of your subconscious that hold pain, guilt, and fear. You're cleansing the inner noise that creates ego. With every repetition, you're telling your inner child, you're safe now. You're allowing love to take over where ego once tried to control. One of the most miraculous things I've seen in my healing sessions is how quickly energy shifts when people stop trying to fix themselves and start forgiving themselves. One client had spent years affirming abundance, but kept struggling financially. When we uncovered her subconscious belief that she wasn't good enough to receive, she was shocked. Her affirmations were from ego, trying to prove worthiness. But through Ho'oponopono, she released the guilt, and within weeks, opportunities started showing up from nowhere. Because when you stop resisting your emotions, abundance flows. Now let's bring it back to you. Take a moment and ask yourself, am I loving myself or defending myself? It's okay if you don't know right away. Just notice. Because awareness is the first step toward transformation. When you begin to love yourself without the conditions ego creates, you become magnetic to everything that matches your wholeness. Relationships heal, health improves, money flows, not because you forced it, but because you finally aligned with your true frequency. And here's something most people never realize. When you heal the difference between ego and self-love, you stop chasing. You stop needing validation. You stop trying to make others see your worth, because you already see it. That energy shift alone changes how people treat you. You'll notice more respect, more ease, more flow, because your subconscious finally believes, I deserve this. Remember, the ego isn't your enemy. It's just a scared part of you that tried to protect you when no one else did. So instead of fighting it, talk to it with love. Tell it, you did your best, but now I choose peace. That's when the walls fall and your real power emerges. And if you've been wondering why some manifestations take longer than others, this might be your answer. The universe can't deliver what your heart doesn't feel safe receiving. So healing your ego wounds isn't optional. It's the gateway to everything you desire. In my group and individual healing sessions, I've watched people release years of emotional resistance in just weeks through this process. It's not about changing who you are. It's about remembering who you've always been beneath the armor. If you feel ready to experience this transformation, join my WhatsApp community. That's where you can get details about enrolling in the Healer Certification course, or book your personalized and group healing sessions. Because when you heal the deep-rooted emotions within, your entire life begins to change from the inside out. So, as you close your eyes tonight, just whisper to yourself, "I love you," not from your mind, not from your ego, but from your heart. Say it like you're speaking to your inner child. Feel the warmth in your chest as those words melt the resistance. Because this gentle, unconditional love is what the universe has been waiting for. Thank you for being here, for doing the inner work, for choosing healing over fear. If this message spoke to your soul, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, true self-love isn't loud. It's peaceful, powerful, and pure. And when you embody it, the universe can't help but respond in miraculous ways. You are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough exactly as you are.